kò yé yín mà. Ẹ máa gbọ́ bàbá Túndé, bàbá ń lọ. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wọ́n ti dé, wọ́n ti lọ. Ṣé ẹ̀ ń kọrin Sunny Adé ni? Ẹ lọ stop ẹ. Ẹ stop. To another session of my YouTube. How have you been? I know it's been like a long time you've seen my face. Yes, so today we are talking about, in fact, there are like two topics put together. One is the bad choices my parents made and breaking generational curses. So if you're just joining, my name is Elamo. I am a fashion blogger, content creator, and I'm unashamed of Christ. I'm a mother of 3 and I'm happily married. I don't know why I had to think about that before I said that. Yes, so, and if you're just joining me, please, you need to subscribe. You need to subscribe. The last time I was checking, my analytics, and I saw that 70% of people who are watching are subscribed, while 30% are subscribed. I don't know what it will take you to just press that subscribe button. Koyeme, shopping banking. Don't mind me. So please guys, subscribe. And if you are if you came back, thank you for coming. Yeah, if you are a subscriber, you've been with me, you've stuck with me, you have a hole in my heart, and welcome back. So talking about our topic, what are we discussing today? We are discussing about the bad choices that our parents made that we must not make. This can never be overemphasized. And I would say one of, growing up, let's start from, let's do like a prefix. Growing up, there are some certain things that my parents did that to date I can't understand. Like, I cannot understand why they made those choices. And looking at the adverse effect it's had on me, I've in a way said to myself that this is one thing that I will never ever do to my children. One of it was my parents never allowed me know anyone. I had, the way everyone was in school saying, oh, meet my cousin, meet my niece, meet my nephew. Like, there was nothing like that. Our parents would fight over every little thing with family. Back then, anything they will fight with their family, and that fight has to be extended to their children. Like, if mommy Lagbaja is not talking to mommy Lagbaja, mommy Lagbaja's daughter must not in any way talk to that second Lagbaja's daughter. Like, it's not happening. And because of that, it had a bad effect on me. You would not believe that the day I was doing graduation in university, my bunk mates Ola used to just fetch water for me when it was time to fetch water, wake me up. I could see that there was a bond. Do you know it was on the day of our graduation that our parents came to say hello to my parents, hugged, and the next thing they introduced, that's your cousin, the daughter is their cousin. Oh, Shola Lele Oti Dagba, that's your cousin. And in my head, I'm like, how can I be in school for 4 years with my cousin? And I never knew she was my cousin. Like, what happened? Like, how did you guys let this, transfer to us? Then another time that happened again was when I lost my old man. And, one of the things he asked me to do was, on his, the day he passed, when he called me to speak with me, and he told me that, please open a WhatsApp group and ensure that you put all the family members. As soon as I pass, all my family members will come. When they come, open a family group and you guys should stick together. That was when I knew that I was in America. I've had 2 of my children in America, and I had my uncle stay in America, and I never knew. Like, my uncle is balling. Like, on his car, there is Moyo 1, Moyo 2, Moyo 3. And me, I came to America to be carrying Uber up and down. Can you imagine? Just imagine. I went to America. I paid for an apartment for 3 months. I was paying, was it $500 I was paying monthly for that apartment. And I had an uncle who had like a 5-bed. With this 5-bedroom, he still has like a cinema. Yara Shere. And because you people had differences, you decided that your children will not be each other's children. Like, please guys, do not let this particular one happen to you. It's a no. Do not let this one happen to you. Let your friends, let your family meet each other's family. If you're fighting with one family, if you're fighting with another family, do not let it be transferable. Let them be friends. You can fight your fight, but do not join your children with your fight. That's one. The second point I would like to mention is knowing that parenting styles changes from generation to generation. Because your parents brought you up in some certain ways, please do not say you must follow that way. Everyone is learning and unlearning how to be a good parent. We are not perfect. So there are some choices that our parents had made, and they said in their heart and mind that they wish they had known better. So know that parenting styles change. Take for instance, I can recall that when my parents used to beat me when we were small, sometimes I don't even know why I'm being beaten up. Like, I just know that something happened and they've beaten me up, and I feel some sort of resentment to them because I'm wondering, why did you beat me? You can't even explain why, but I'm being beaten. Do you get me? Like, my grandmother has beat me to stupor one time, that saying that a neighbor smiled at me. That why is the neighbor smiling at me? Like, how can you beat me for such a thing? I'm sure maybe there are other things that might have happened. Maybe the neighbor made a silly joke that nobody should have laughed at, and I laughed, but you just told me why was I laughing with my neighbor, and you beat me so much. So let's have a conversation with our children. Like, stop it. Stop beating your kids for nothing. Not even your kids, your siblings. Stop hitting them. Have a conversation. Do you know what you just did is horrible? It's horrible in the sense that you shouldn't have done it. These are the consequences of what you've done, what it would have cost us, and just have a decent conversation and stop beating. You stop beating for no reason. Even if you want to beat. But at the end of the day, sit them down. Do you know why I beat you? No, I beat you because you did this, you did that, you shouldn't have done it, because now that you've done it, look what you've caused. Like, have a decent conversation, and not just everything is not shouting, everything is not hitting. So these are many more, things that our parents made mistakes on, and it should not continue with us. My second point right now will be on intimidating the kids. Come on, this can never be overemphasized. If one of my children is doing better than another of my child, I should never compare them. I should never, like our parents did that to us, and it had psychological effect on us. That's when you hear some people will be saying, I'm not my mom's best friend. My mom's favorite is my brother. Why are they knowing that you have a favorite? There shouldn't be favoritism amongst your kids. Our parents dwelled so much on this that it was obvious that some people were just resenting their parent, that, oh, is this person my mother? Why is my mother loving, Taiwo more than Kenny? We need to stop it. Whoever is not doing so well in school, at least you can see how it turned out. A lot of us were doing so well in school, and look at today. I'm going to give you an example of Patricia, I heard that the guy didn't even go to school. The guy did not come first in class. The guy dropped out of school. And guess what? Do you know who the guy is today? He's the one who sponsored Big Brother Africa. Like, everything is not book. Please, everything cannot be book. If your child is not excelling at school, know that your child can excel at something else. Your child don't have to be an accountant. I'm even going to come to that. Your child don't have to be an accountant. Don't have to be a lawyer. Don't have to be anything. Let them excel at what they want to do. Trust the process. I can recall my mom was always comparing with me. Oh, this one, she likes to sit down. You are never going to sit down. You are always walking up and down. Hello? Has my walking up and down not paid me today? But my sister is not the type that wants to post herself on Instagram. She's not the type that wants people to see her. She's not the type that wants, to take pictures every day. It's hard for you to get a picture of my sister because that's who she is. Does that make her less a person that I am? No. And you just need to know that all children are different and we all have our uniqueness. And please, 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 this generation of ours, let's do better. When I was also talking about when the children wants to become who they are. I can recall that time. Me, I wanted to be a lawyer. You won't believe it. But my dad's day was telling me, no, you are not going to be a lawyer. TV. Why do you think being a lawyer means that I want to be talking up and down on TV and in the courts? And eventually, he says, go and do mass communication. And after I resumed school, Obafemi Awolowo University then sent me my admission letter for law. And my first year in university I was upset. So I didn't want to read. I didn't even like the course that I was reading because it's being forced on me. Why do you want to force your kids to read what you want them to read? Like, come on. So please, this generation, let's do better. If your children are telling you, I want to become a footballer, allow them. If they are telling you, Mom, I want to open a shop. Like the other day, my son was telling me that, Mommy, I want to work at KFC. I smiled. I said, you know what? You cannot work at KFC. You can own a KFC. Like, let them see the bigger picture of who they want to become, or not just telling them, oh, you cannot. You cannot. You will have to be, let's do better, guys. Then this one has to be generational curses. How to let that generational curse stop on you. I used to tell when I was when I didn't know so well, I used to tell someone that, oh, my old man passed from diabetes. And we are prone to having diabetes in my family, and I need to also, all of that, if anything happens, we will have diabetes. But something said to me that if a few of your family member, maybe like your immediate family member, has passed due to cancer, diabetics, or any ailment, it can stop on you. Why? Because you know that it's something that is in your bloodline. You can decide that I am going to be doing my checkup every maybe bi-monthly or quarterly, yearly. I'm going to be doing like my full checkup to ensure that I don't have any growing in me that will lead to anything that can be cancerous. If it's diabetes, you can decide that I'm going to stop taking sugar. I'm going to limit the way I take sugar. I consume any sweet things. It can stop on you. Don't just believe that, oh, because somebody in your family passed from a particular illness, then it will kill all your generation. No, it can't stop from you. You can also say, some people also say that we don't have female born family. We don't give birth to female in my family. We only give birth to male. Like, what makes you think that Y chromosome and X chromosome cannot change their places and you will be the first to have a boy or a girl in your family? Like, how? Why do you think because in your family it's common in your family then it's that's how it is? It's not the norm. It can be changed on you. It can be changed on you. Your family, before we get anything in my family, we have to suffer to get it. Sweetheart, push down your knees and pray to your heavenly Father. It's going to stop on you. Yes, you, I'm talking to you. It stops on you. Make prayer like something you do all the time. Make it an habit. It will stop on you. Nothing like it happened with my uncle, my granduncle, my aunties, then it will continue on you. It will never continue on you, sweetheart. So make like efforts, make it consciously that whatever happens in my family stops on me. What is the third point? We're going to take a fashion break right now, and after the fashion break, I'll give you more juices on why you should break generational curses. See you soon. Welcome back. So we are discussing again on how we must stop history from repeating itself, and it stops from you. So if you've watched my cultural shock in marriage, you see that I explained that upbringing also matters in the way we want to bring up our kids. Like I remember that, like I said, bedtime for us was 9 p.m. and the bedtime for my husband was 8 p.m. So we were trying to look for, I thought it was right, and my husband also thought it was right for kids to sleep at 8 o'clock. Why? I believe because growing up I slept at 9 o'clock. It was right. I've met family, we have met friends who have told us that 7 o'clock is the right time, and I've met family who have said that they must observe their siesta even in the afternoon, sleep twice, sleep in the afternoon and sleep in the evening. So we must just learn to keep learning how to parent and keep learning how to parent. We must pick the good things that we know that shaped us, formed us as parents, as children when we were young, and and we're old now. We must filter, like that's just the right word, filter from the right and the wrong parenting choices that our parents made. Take for instance again, another wrong choices that my parents made when I knew was I had multitude of names on my birth certificate, and although I've changed it now, it took me a lot to change it because I went through a lot of processes. And then I spoke to my mom about it, that why do I have Folakemi, Olubukola, Roshi, what's my Muslim name again? Is it Rakibat? Well, Eyi Timofe. I shall have all of these names on my birth certificate, and I asked my parents, why do I have this so much name on my birth certificate? And they are saying, oh, your mommy gave you, your grandma gave you this one, your grandma from your father's side gave you this one, your grandma from your mother's, from your dad's side, your grandfather from, like, please, I'm not saying you shouldn't take names from your parents, your family members, your mentors, or whoever means so much to you, but know that the name that you and your husband agreed on is the name that should go on your birth certificate. Come on. When we grow up, we cannot be messy. We cannot be looking messy. So please, I know that in fact this particular topic is part of what I should have discussed when I was talking about cultural change and cultural shock in marriage, because I was saying to myself that picking names usually would cause fights between couples, right? Because this is quite interesting. I have a friend who was saying to me that till she had that baby, she was asking her husband, what are we going to name this baby? What are we going to name this baby? And guess what the husband said? We are not naming the baby until we have this child, because names are given to a child by putting together the circumstances that happened during childbirth or during pregnancy. And left to me, I was like, Koyemi. That's like history playing out on my friend's husband, because it feels like, oh, when my mother died, when, God forbid, my mother will never die, when your mother died, God forbid, your mother will never die. When one's parent pass, shortly before you have a baby, the baby is called Iyabo, which means your mother came back. Or if it's your father, it's called Babatunde, which means your father came back. Those things should stop. Stop, boy. We are going to fight. Am I your boxing? They should stop. Name your children names that are biblical. If you're a Muslim, names that are in the Quran. Read the word of God and look for people in the word of God that you love so much that you would love to emulate. Name your children like that. Like I was saying to my husband when we had our children, and my husband was saying, oh, I would like my children to bear Muslim names. And I sat down, I checked Islamic meaning of names, and I checked, I checked Islamic meaning of name, and I check Bubakar. When some people call my son Abubakar, I'm always like, well, it's not Abubakar, it's Bubakar, because he's a servant of Allah. Like, I want my children to be God's servants. And when I looked at Bushra, I looked at the name Bushra, and I said to myself, I love this name. I looked out for the meaning, and it is all what that name was embedded in the Holy Quran. That's my choice. That's what I want them to be. So, look, find your own. This might not work for you, but just find a way to, know that once you are calling them the name, you are calling glory, you are calling, I don't even know what to say again, but this particular one needs to stop. Another thing that must stop is, once anything happen, our parents are taking us to pastor. Jesus! Please don't do this to your children. Do not do this to your children unless it is a spiritual problem. Not everything is a spiritual problem. Our parents made things that happened in our lives seem like spiritual problem. Like, please do not traumatize your own children, because I know how things like this did traumatize me. Like, you will use whatever is happening as a yardstick to want to go and carry your children to the river to wash their head, to stop. Guys, stop. Teach your children how to pray, such that once they face any problem in life, they will know that the only way out of that problem is by praying to God. Please, this is something very crucial and essential that we must teach our children. It's not everything that is spiritual. It's not everything that you have to bath with black soap. It's not everything that you have to call pastor to, be like, hello, pastor, show mommy, like, can I go out? Can my son go out today? Please stop it. Teach your children to have a good relationship with God, and do not traumatize them by thinking that they need to go through man before they see God. This is one thing that must stop. Yet another thing that must stop is having unrealistic expectation from your children. And this is comparing your children to other people's children.
Lagbaja just got married. When are you getting married?
Please stop it. This must stop. Because of this, a lot of us have fallen into the hands of the wrong men before we eventually got married, just because we are being pressured to get married. We are being pressured to buy that car. We are being pressured, to buy that house. We are being pressured to travel abroad. Please, this must stop. I know of parents that will pressure their children. They can even do it in subtle way.
Can't you see? Tunji was called to bar. But you have been working, you've not.
Please, guys, stop having unrealistic expectation about your children. You know them. Like, you formed them in your womb. You know them more than anybody could know. You should know when your child will not even come out of that call to bar this year. You should know. So please, don't have unrealistic expectation about your children. You will sit down. Like my daughter right now, when I go to school, she packs all the awards when I get back home. My son comes with like 2 or 3 awards. I love both of them unconditionally, because I know that they are unique in their own way. If my son hits the field and play football, my daughter can never do that, and he does it graciously and always scores a lot of goals. That's one goal for me. And my daughter, packing all their words for mathematics, English, everything, it's also a goal. I am not going to, compare any child or compare my child to another person's child. Please, right now, I know that if my child go to school today, there are possibilities that he might not pass a certain subject. And when I see my child friend passing a certain subject, I will not ask him, or I can ask him, oh babe, how do you want me to help you better? What are the things you think can assist you with for you to be better in this course, just like you were better in one of that courses? But I will not say, why is Demola passing while you are not passing? Please, I know that the expectation of my son is that he cannot focus on so much work at the same time. He needs to take it one after the other. So that is why I would have that conversation with his teachers that, oh, can you take it slow with him? He doesn't know how to manage pressure when he's, having too many courses at a hand, blah, blah, blah. Get him a lesson teacher, That's the best you can do. No, don't put them under unnecessary pressure, because even you as a mother or as a father, when you were in school, could you do better? No. So why do you want them to do like more than what they can carry? That has to stop. And again, this one is very important. Sit tight. Another thing that needs to stop right now is how we teach our children that guys are supposed to do this, girls are supposed to do this. Please, let's teach equality in our children. I can recall then that my mom used to tell me that, oh, you are supposed to wash the plates and your brother is supposed to sweep the floor. And this thing has had adverse effect on our men today. Our men today will tell you that kitchen is for the women, because this is what we thought. This is what our parents, these are the mistakes our parents made. Teach your son such that your son will be adorable, your son will be empathic, your son would be able to do anything, will not limit himself to, oh, I'm not supposed to be in the kitchen, I'm not supposed to sweep the floor, I'm not supposed to cook, I'm not supposed to wash plates. Let there be gender equality amongst all your children. Because I could recall one time I was seeing like a book, I think it's Macmillan, where they were teaching the kids, and they said, Daddy provides for, there is even a song, guys.
Daddy provides for me, mommy cares for me, Daddy provides for me, mommy cares for me.
Alaye, stop, wait, do not traumatize those kids with this idea, please. The guys are not supposed to be the only one to provide. Mother and father provides. Mother and father cares. Stop it, guys. Stop it. Teach your children equality. That a man and a woman can come together and be caring for the child and also providing for the child. Please, we can do better. Let's do better on this particular one. Another point is toxic parents. I know that this is unavoidable for all of us actually growing up. We've seen our we've seen our parents fight with one another, while they were in their marriage. We've seen where they shout. We've even seen where our dad has hit our mom. We've seen where our parents our mom have packed the load, and sometimes our dad has sent them packing. And this thing happens. You would see that a child whom the dad used to beat the mom feels like it's okay to do that, since I saw my dad doing that to my mom. That needs to stop. Please, at no circumstances, guys, should you raise your hand at your wife. And wife, at no circumstances should you raise your hand on your husband, because it actually also do happen. Please, do not do this. Do not traumatize them. Aside from this as well, do not use condescending words on each other in front of your children. Stop it. Right now, it's hard for my children to use words like silly, stupid, you are mad, you are not okay, because we never say it to each other. It's what we will never say to each other. So even when they go to school and someone says it to them, do you know my kids find it difficult to say, Mom, do you know that Tola said the bad word? And when I'm asking my daughter, yeah, what was that? Tell me. I can't say it. I can't say it, mommy. I'm like, come on, do tell me so that I can, I can put Tola to order. Mommy, are you sure I can say it? He said, stupid. Oh, like, it's hard for my daughter, my kids, to say that because they know that we don't use such words. And I've told them that they can never use such words. So we need to do better with all of this. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed the session today. I'm sure there is so much I couldn't touch on, but definitely if you feel like I didn't say some certain things that resonate with you or someone please put them down in this comment section. Let's discuss it and let people read from you so that we can all break these generational curses and break this history. I shouldn't repeat itself on us, on me, on you, on our children, on anyone we know. Take care of yourself and have a blessed day.
Hello guys, are you subscribed to my mom's channel?
And click that red button
right now because she's on her way to get 1 million subscribers.
So guys, you've heard from my kids. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and give us thumbs up. Oh yeah, let's blow a kiss to them. Bye.
and peace out.
If you had watched my post on how